Hi everyone, today we're going to be delving into more symbolism. And first of all, we have Stan Lee, the guy who invented Marvel Comics. Rest in peace, Stan. But see how he represents just like a Stanley knife? Stan Lee. Stanley. See? Just like you have Stanley Kubrick and Stanley Johnson, Boris Johnson's father. See how Boris Johnson, the British Prime Minister, represents it out of the movie It? And It is seen as like the Satan devil character who comes after the children. See Boris wearing the red for Satan, and then he has the Freemason checkerboard symbolism trousers. Just like if we look at the Freemason Royal Arch, you see the checkerboard symbolism right there. Then, we look at this, a cards game. It's called Illuminati Mutual Assured Distraction. See, MAD. Mad, because everybody's going mad because of the coronavirus. And then Steve Jackson Games, that could be even linked to your Michael Jackson through there. And then this injection is for the vaccine that they're coming out with for the coronavirus. Then you see the clown Boris Johnson devil character at the top of the pyramid, because he's telling us all what to do. We have to stay indoors, otherwise we're breaking the law. See how he's wearing red for Satan and a bow tie? Just like Boris is wearing the exact same thing in this picture. His bow tie is even green in that picture. Just like this clown's bow tie is green, see? They get this down to every intricate detail to show that symbolism through there. Now, we're going to take a look at the Georgia Guidestones. Some people refer to it as the Antichrist Commandments, other people call it the American Stonehenge. But here it says, maintain humanity under 500 million in perpetual balance with nature. So there's many conspiracy theories surrounding these Guidestones, and one conspiracy theory suggests that they're actually trying to reduce the population, and by they I mean the Illuminati and Freemasons. And an obvious way to reduce the population would obviously be the coronavirus, so that makes sense in a roundabout way. It also says guide reproduction wisely, improving fitness and diversity. We've seen a massive push for diversity in society, in Hollywood, etc., etc., in all walks of life. More push for the blacks, more push for the gays, etc., etc. And this thing about guiding reproduction wisely, it sounds a bit like the Nazis, to be honest, because they wanted all of the fit people to stay alive, and they wanted to kill off all of the unfit people. See, it says improving fitness right there. They wanted only the master race, the Aryans, didn't they? Unite humanity with a living new language. Does that mean that every country in the world will have to speak the same language? That means individual cultures will go out the window, and then will just be one massive culture. Rule passion, faith, tradition, and all things with tempered reason. I mean, passion, that sounds an awful lot like the Sith Code. And for those who don't know, the Sith are the evil ones in Star Wars. So why... I mean, is passion considered an evil thing, or is it okay to have passion? Well, that's a matter of opinion, and it's up for debate. But if you're a die-hard Christian, I doubt whether you think passion is a good thing. If you wear these masks to protect yourself from the coronavirus, you're actually taking the mark of the beast. You're taking the mark of the devil. Because you're looking like Darth Vader wearing a mask, and you know that Darth Vader is the satanic evil being. And, I mean, loads of people didn't wear these masks for hay fever, so why are they wearing them for the coronavirus? And loads of people will say, it's because coronavirus is way more deadly than hay fever, and coronavirus can kill you, whereas hay fever probably can't. But is it really deadly though? Does it even exist? Because it could just be pneumonia or the flu or something else that all of these people were dying from. The thing is, if the virus is real, then some party has released it on purpose to benefit them. That could be China, or it could be an entirely different country. But they say the virus originated from a Wuhan lab, which happens to be in China. So that makes China the prime suspects for this. I mean, I'm not being funny, but if China have come out with a vaccine, like, how can we trust them when they're so-called the ones who released the virus in the first place? Just seems kind of bizarre to me that not many people have considered that fact. But it is entirely possible that they could have made this virus up just to benefit themselves. And by themselves, I mean the Illuminati and Freemasons. And as I said, all of these people that have been dying, they could have died from something else, like the flu. They just diagnosed it as a COVID-19 death, when maybe that's not necessarily the case. Now, people may be asking, how would they benefit from making up a virus? Or by purposefully spreading a virus? And the answer is that they want to destroy all of the economies of the world so that they can make a brand new economy. I mean, maybe they want to start from scratch or something, because everything's going up the shitter. Or going down the shitter, I should say. But the thing is, they want to have a government that controls the entire world. So they'll do away with all of the individual governments of each country, and they'll just have one central government that rules everything. And they'll do away with all of the currencies, like the euro, the dollar, the pound, etc., etc., and they'll just have one currency, one form of money for the entire planet. Now, we don't know how soon this is all going to happen, but I think that's their end game. And the fact that the latest Avengers movie was called Avengers Endgame, that's massive symbolism, because it's like they was predicting the coronavirus like happening before it actually happened. Because it's like we're in the end game of civilization. We were in the end game of normal life. Now we're in a life that is abnormal. I mean, it doesn't bother me that much, because I never used to go out much anyway. But obviously it does bother the people who used to go out a lot. But most of those people used to go out drinking, and I'm happy that I didn't go out drinking that much, because I'm healthier than those people. There is definitely some sort of massive conspiracy going on here. Nobody can deny it anymore. I mean, if you're still denying it at this point, God, you must have your head buried in the sand. Because, I mean, all of these agendas that's going on, you may think they're right, pushing LGBTQ and all of that, but you've got to notice that there's an obvious agenda behind it. It seems like Hollywood is in on the whole coronavirus situation, because all of these films have been rescheduled for August. For example, Wonder Woman 1984, the new Ghostbusters movie. It's like they know that the coronavirus is going to be over by August. It's like they're in on it. I mean, it's absolutely fine to clap the NHS workers who are working their asses off, but you have to recognise that there are a small minority of NHS workers who just sit behind a desk twiddling their thumbs. So you shouldn't clap for those particular ones. Just clap for the hard workers, okay? I mean, there's even a conspiracy theory going around that the 5G towers are somehow linked to the coronavirus. I mean, I don't know if there's any truth in it. But then I don't know whether it's false either, because I'm pretty open-minded and I don't just jump to conclusions. But the thing is, right, the 5G thing is actually linked with the fifth angel. And the fifth angel is basically the devil, Satan. It all has to do it all has to do with when the fifth trumpet sounds. And when the fifth trumpet sounds, I think that is when the apocalypse starts, basically. So the end game can be seen as the end times, basically. 5G, just like the fifth, see? I mean, they could be using these 5G towers to brainwash and hypnotise people, just like in Doctor Who, the War Machines, where this one machine called Votan was constructed in the post office tower, and it essentially sent out a signal that brainwashed and hypnotised people. This lockdown is basically freedom being under control.
That's the world we live in, Alice in Wonderland. Everything's inverted.